morning, America! It's the DJ. We're back at it again. Oh my God, this guy's at it again. Not me, this guy's at it again. Yeah, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. Gonna tell you more about myself and why I do it. Why do I do this? I have no idea, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it in depth. So stick around and let's get crazy. Yeah, I think that was Newsroom News by Spence from the YouTube audio library. That was like a little ditty there. That was just a little ditty. Let me get rid of these glasses. My goofy glasses. Inspired by Anton Davis, I believe. Is that his name? Daniels? Some guy, some podcaster from Detroit. Yeah. So welcome. It's early. I got up early today for some reason. I'm not sure. We got rain again last night. I went to a car show and only 10 cars showed up. Is that like a joke? Is that a joke or something? Yeah, I think so. But I did get some video. Got some video and got to check out the Fox River last night. It is high. It is high. It's probably like 1.5 feet higher than it needs to be, and we get another hard rain here. It's gonna flood. It's gonna be flooding some of my favorite watering holes out that way. So there you go. So let's go with the show here. It's 72 degrees. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here in the Midwest. Yes, I am a Midwesterner. Born and raised in the fields, the cornfields of LaSalle County, folks. LaSalle County, you know, Starved Rock, and they got the Fox River in Illinois. That's down there. Yeah, that's where I was born and raised. Spent 33 years working in corporate America. Worked with some highfalutin names, large companies. Well, some companies it's amazing. Some of the companies I work for fell on hard times. Was it me? I don't know. Maybe it was me. I started my career in IT out of college. I was a mainframe programmer, folks, and I put my years in. Like I said, 33 years before I retired. I worked for Rand McNally. Have you heard of Rand McNally? Worked for them, and just a couple of years, and then moved on to Motorola. In the heyday, I was working for the Moto. Yeah, we worked for the Moto for, over 10 years. And then I migrated. Yes, I migrated to Big Blue, the Allstate. Have you ever heard of Allstate? Yeah, I was an Allstater for many years. I still remember when the employers actually liked the employees. By the time I got to Allstate, it was starting to change. Employers no longer liked employees. The tables were turned. They started taking from the employees. Every time they came up with some new idea, you knew you had to check your pockets because you're going to be losing something, right? I learned a long time ago and often that change in corporate America was not good for the employee. Let's just say that. All right? I mean, I lived through, so I was, in my career, I was laid off a couple of times. Let's see, after that, and then I worked, after Allstate, I did a short stint at Sears, before they went bankrupt. Yeah, remember Sears? Oh my God, talk about a company that was destined for failure. They failed the plan, and as a result, they failed. So there you go. That was an interesting company. I'm surprised they made it as far. They were in business for 100 some years. It took Eddie Lampert. Yeah, if you guys do your research on Sears, Eddie Lampert is the reason Sears went under, and that was a train wreck of, I think, 4 years I worked there. My God, that was a train wreck. But anyway, then capped off my career doing some IT consulting work in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. That was eye-opening. That was eye-opening too. But and then I wrapped my career up and decided to retire early, kick back, and do this podcasting thing about a year ago. Started my YouTube channel maybe 3-4 years ago, and did some videos, a lot of videos out there, memes, did some memes, dabbled in the podcasting live stream thing a little bit, and but once the migrant thing came around, I decided to get more full forced into this, and trying to put a little bit of a different hitch on this, adding a little humor, because guys, if I was truthful to you about what I'm seeing in our economy, what I'm seeing in from our politicians, what I'm seeing in this great state, you'd be crying. I would make you guys cry. It's that bad. So we try to inject a little bit of humor, right? We got the sound machine here. Yeah, we got the sound machine here. We try to inject a little bit of humor in hopes of waking people up. Now, I really, at first I thought that I would be able to wake some people up, but the more and more I do this, the more and more I realize, and the more and more I talk to people, I engage with people a little bit more. When I go out places, I engage with restaurant workers. I spend a lot of time in restaurants. Look at me, guys. Look at me. I am not the poster boy for anorexia or anything like that, right? I'm a hefty dude, but not as hefty as this guy here, right? This guy's a little hefty, right? And I'm asking the question here. If you guys don't know, this is Jelly Belly. This is the governor of Illinois. This is the number one culprit of our current demise. It's Jelly Belly. I just was hearing this morning that he's planning on opening 2 more shelters for Brandon in Chicago. So there you go. I'm asking the question, has anyone seen these 2 in the same room? For those of you who don't know, JB, Jelly Belly, and several of his cousins are multi-billionaires, okay? There's Penny Pritzker, the well-known Penny Pritzker. There's Jelly Belly. And then there's another one called, I forget her name. But she was a he at one point, I believe. But I'm kind of asking the question, has anyone seen these 2 together? I don't know. Just some food for thought. So right around the time the migrant thing came to a head, I decided, hey, people need to, the migrant thing moves so quickly. The news came out like it was a fire hose. So I decided, hey, I'm going to try to filter some of this news for people and make it make sense to them, make them aware of what it is they need to be aware of, and allow them to judge for themselves. What the hell is going on? And I ask that question. What the every day pretty much here. What the hell is going on in Illinois? And it's a question that every day it changes here, folks. Illinois is, speaking of a grift, and what my grift is, Illinois, the politicians in Illinois are running a grift over the taxpayers. They are stealing you blind, folks. The politicians of Illinois are stealing us blind. You know, and I've got many examples. Chicago can't account for tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer funds spent on the migrants. You're seeing money diverted to the pensions, more and more, folks, which means less and less money is being spent on the taxpayer like it should. I think I saw a report that in Chicago, 40%. There's David, my friend David. David's an author. And I still, David, I'm scratching my head here, buddy. I have no idea why David even listens to this channel. David's a pretty well-known author in his own right, hails from Berwyn, related to Miss Berwyn of 1935. Is it 35? Yeah, I think it was 35. Welcome, David, for getting up this morning and joining me in Jelly Belly and maybe his alter ego. Yeah, that's his alter ego up there, folks. So, Illinois is running a drift at this point. The migrants are going to be our downfall. If you don't see it, folks, and I'm sure David, being from Berwyn, I haven't been to Berwyn in many years, David, but I know you're closer to the city of Chicago and the corruption and the crime than I am. Oh man, I don't know how you deal with that. But it's scary to see Chicago unraveling at such breakneck speed. I have no desire to go to downtown Chicago. I see YouTubers doing videos in Chicago, and I can only imagine what it's like down there. But I watch the news reports. I guess I'm one of those people that's bold enough to watch the news. There's a hell of a lot of people, when I talk to them, they say, well, I just don't watch the news anymore, which scares the hell out of me on how one individual, it's not, Brian M23 says it's not as bad as you think. Well, how do you know, Brian? Where are you located at, buddy? Are you in the Chicago proper? Are you in the hood? Are you in Michigan Avenue, State Street, late at night? It's bad. Geez, just like 2 weeks ago, we had 70 people impacted. He says he's everywhere in Chicago all the time. Well, maybe because you're moving so often, it's hard to hit a moving target, Brian. Yeah. Oh, and Brian says he doesn't watch the news anymore. So Brian, you're living in some alternative utopia, dude. You are. Well, I hate to presume your gender, but yeah. You are living in some alternate universe because you don't watch the news. I watch the news because, much like David over here, David Larson, check out he's got a book called Prepping or Prepper on Amazon. Check it out. You can buy it on, I guess it's a Kindle. You can get a Kindle version or a hardback version for like 18 bucks. I think I'm going to buy that, David, and read it. Let's see. It's what Brian says. I watch the news, but I'm saying you shouldn't watch the news too much. They try to scare you. Yeah, I can see that. There's scare tactics going on, and but the reason I watch it, because I want to know. Before someone comes running through my front door, I want to know and I want to be prepared, right? Like David. David wrote a book on being prepared, and let's say that, to say the least, I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm ready. So at all times, folks, like probably during the Kenosha riots, I saw how a metal bar, right, a piece of pipe, can make people change their mind a little bit. Yeah, go to Chicago, Brian says, and you'll see it's not as bad as they say. Yeah, Brian, Chicago is a beautiful city. It is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city that's been ruined by the progressive left, and many groups have ruined Chicago in many different ways. It's just a matter of time, Brian. I'm sorry to break some reality to you, but it's surely nothing more than a matter of time before the great city of Chicago is on its knees. It's we're headed that way. Commercial real estate collapse is buckling downtown Chicago. As you're wandering around Chicago, Brian, look at the many boarded up stores, or the stores that are being hidden in plain sight. We have them here in the suburbs too. If you go to a suburban shopping mall or strip mall, you will see empty stores left and right. They're being hidden from you because they don't want you to realize that our economy is in the progress of collapsing. David says Jen Pritzker moved his or her military. Yeah. They did. They built. It was going to be a remote site, and then once I think they just finished it, and they're in the process of moving out to. It's called Summers, Sommers. It's I think it's like in the Racine area. I've driven by it. It's adjacent to where the Microsoft is going to build its new data center up there. And you guys don't know that I've done some research on Jelly Belly. Jelly Belly probably owns as much property in Wisconsin than he does here in Illinois. He's got quite a bit of holdings in Wisconsin, the military museum being one of them, his horse farm, which is only probably 5-10 miles from the military museum, and his beautiful palatial estate on the south banks of Lake Geneva, along with his two $500,000 mahogany boats that he owns. Yeah. Which at one time he got a speeding ticket on Lake Geneva in his $500,000 mahogany boat. But that's just the start. That's just the start. He has 400 acres in the south part of Lake Geneva. One of his development companies buys land and develops it, and That's what makes him rich, folks. That's what makes him rich. That's why he can afford those beautiful wigs. Look at that wig. That's a beautiful wig, I think. I don't know. But I'll ask again, has anyone seen these two in the same room together? I'm just saying. Just saying. Has anyone seen these two in the same room together? Spend some time pondering that, voters of Illinois. That's all I gotta say. So much like the politicians of Illinois, I've got my grift. My grift is this channel, which hey, let's call a spade, folks. Not a lot of people. We're not reaching a lot of people. We're reaching David. We're reaching Brian. We're reaching the mofos. I don't see mofo this morning. But that's not the intent. I don't try to do this every day on a certain schedule. I do this as I feel, and I get it out there and let you guys ponder the questions of life and what's going on in Illinois and across this nation. And I'm here to tell you it's not good. It's not good, folks. We're headed for a hard landing. That's all I can tell you. And that's why I want you, the good people, right? We're trying to reach the good people. We're trying to get the good people to react and start taking action, right? You got to take action because at some point it's going to be too late. And there are days where I think that it's too late already. So time is running short, folks. I think I've rambled enough for today. Check out our channel. We love you, the viewers. Like, comment, and subscribe if you would. The likes help. Really, the more likes I get, the further this video gets out. And I would really like to get a bigger set of and more robust set of viewers out there and grow this channel bigger and better so we can take the truth to the people, right? So if you're not watching my channel, I advocate you check out The Answer. Have you heard of The Answer? It's on the tube too. Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson. You'll get a lot of truth out of them. You can find that on the tube and you can play it at your leisure. And also check out wirepoints.org, where there is a lot of truth about the corruption and nonsense going on in the state of Illinois. They've got the details, folks. If you want details on what's going on in Chicago and Illinois and how you're being grifted, check that out. It'll open your eyes for sure. So I thank you for joining today. I send a thanks to Brian M23 and David Larson. David Larson, author of Prepping, available on Amazon for like 18 bucks. And that's it. I'm out. And I asked the question again, have you seen these two people together at the same time? Just saying. Just saying. As we end every show, I'm going to end this one as, hey, see ya.